So in this video, I'm going to show you how, when you're given a graph of a linear inequality, how to look at that graph and then write the actual linear inequality sentence. So this one right here, write an inequality rule for the relationship shown in the graph below. So notice in this graph, I have my line, that pink line, the pink reddish line. It's a solid line. I'm going to write it in slope-intercept form. So think about this slope-intercept form. Y equals mx plus b. The y-intercept is right here at 0. So I know b is a 0. So I need slope. M is the slope. I need 2 points. So I'll start at 0, 0. And I need another point, and there's one already marked there. So I want to rise. I'm actually going down. It's going down by 50. 50, 100, 150. So the slope, which is m, rise over run, it's going down 150, or sorry, negative 150. So going down is a negative. Then we're going to go to the right. Now going to the right, the x values are in 10, increments of 10, 10, 20, 30, etc. So it'll be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So it's down 150 to the right 50. And if I simplify that, negative divided by positive is negative. 150 divided by 50 ends up being real nice 3. So I have a negative 3 for slope. So I have y equals negative 3x plus 0, which simplifies to be y equals negative 3x. That's important. That's the boundary line. But notice all the numbers that are shaded are up above here, all the ordered pairs. So I need to pick one of those ordered pairs. I need to put it into that equation. I'm going to take out the equal sign. I'm going to find out what inequality sign would then work. So let me give you an example. Let me change my pen color to blue. I'm going to pick this point right here, where x is 20 and y would be 50. So y is 50. That's pretty sloppy. Let's make it y is 50. And x is 20. So I have negative 3 times 20. So I have 50, and I have negative 60. So what sign makes that true? Greater than or less than? Well, 50 is greater than negative 60. And the boundary line, that line, is solid, so it would be greater than or equal to. Well, I know I'm going to use this inequality up here. So I'm going to erase the equal sign, which was just for the boundary line. And this would be what I think should work for the rule. I'm going to type it right in this box here. A chance to type that in. All right, so now the moment to find out if we did this correctly. I typed it in using the keypad. And let's see if my y's have to be greater than or equal to negative 3 times any x. And it worked. Let me erase, and we'll try this one. Okay, in this relationship, I have a vertical line. So I think about using slope-intercept form to write the equation of the boundary line. So we're just focused on that boundary line right now. Just that line. I'm not worried about anything that's shaded. What's the equation of that line? And a vertical line has a rise but no run. And anything divided by 0, you can't do. It's undefined, so there is no slope. So you can't even use slope-intercept form because there is no slope. And notice every ordered pair on that line, any ordered pair you look at, the x is always equal to the x's are going by 5. So this would be negative 25 over here, negative 25. So the equation is x equals negative 25. That's the boundary line. And I need an ordered pair that is part of the shaded. So we go over here, we have negative 3, positive 5. And the only thing I have to really worry about is the x. If I put the negative 30, I said negative 3 and positive 5, it's negative 30 is the x value. Put it in for x. What sign makes that true? because I know that this point is true because it's in the shaded part. All these ordered pairs over here work. -3 is less than -25. And I have a solid line. So if I would erase, just so you can see that pink lining, and it is solid. That means it should be less than or equal to. So then I'll take out this sign here, the equal sign, I'll put less than or equal to. So all the x's have to be less than or equal to -25. That would include any ordered pair you pick over here. Pick any ordered pair over there. Think about what we're doing. Let's pick an ordered pair like right up here, which is -35, +35. Well, the x is -35. You put a -35 in here. -35 is less than -25. So that should work. So let me type it in. We'll see. So I think I messed up in the video. I didn't start it, and I went to check the other solution, the other equation, or actually inequality we wrote. I think it was x is less than or equal to -25. It did work. But let's get back on track. See if I do this right again. So we're going to focus on the boundary line. And the boundary line is dotted. So right now we're just going to ignore the dotted line, ignore the shaded. Let's just write an equation for that horizontal line. And I recommend think about slope-intercept form. What's the slope of a horizontal line? There is no rise. So the rise would be 0. And the run could be anything. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 20. 0 divided by 20, 0 divided by 2 is always 0. So your slope is going to be 0. And what's 0 times x? It's 0. So all I need now is the y-intercept. And the y-intercept is right here. It's -200. If I simplify 0 plus -200, I get, of course, -200. Bring down the y equals, that would be the equation of the boundary line, this horizontal line. If I look at the shading part, now I'm going to look at the inequality part. I need any of these ordered pairs up here. Any ordered pair in that upper part, the shaded part, will work. So I'm thinking to myself, I need an ordered pair. So I'm up there. So let me pick my blue pen tool. Let's pick this one right over here. X's are going by 50, so that's 250. And the Y is also 250. So I substitute in the Y for 250 here. And 250 is greater than -200. So I know I need a greater than sign here. I'll make that true. Now, do I use greater than or equal to? We'll go back to your boundary line. The boundary line is not included. It's a dashed line. So you don't want to include anything equal to -200 or any y equal to -200. So this should be the correct sentence. Let me type that in and we'll see if it works. All right, I think I got this working. Let's see if you can see with me if we have it correct. And we do. We'll do one more. That's not vertical, that's not horizontal. So take a look at this inequality. I'm going to focus on the boundary line, and I'm going to use y equals mx plus b. Make that a little neater. So what's my slope? I'm going to pick a point. There's already a point labeled here. And I'm going to pick another point. I'm going to use this point right here, which is also the y-intercept. And the y, so my slope is rise over run. So it's going to be going down. So it's another negative slope. Okay? So it's going down 50, 100, 150. -150, and it's going to go right. And these are going by 10s. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That's the second time that we got a slope that ends up being a -3. Won't always happen that way, but it did for us. So -3 is the slope. The y-intercept Y-intercept is this point here, which is negative 50. So I have my equation of the boundary line, but I want the inequality rule that has all the inequalities, all the ordered pairs that are in the shaded region. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to pick an ordered pair. Let me just pick, let's go out to, and one of the shaded ones, I'm going to use right here, right on the x-axis. Negative 40 is my x, 0 is my y. So I put a 0 in for y. I put a negative 40 in for x, and I'm going to simplify this side here. Negative times negative positive. When I add negative 50, I get a 70. So 0 is less than 70. So I'm going to be using a less than sign. So I'll go up here and change the equal to a less than. Now, does it include an equal? Look at the boundary line. It's a broken line or a dashed line, so it doesn't include equal. So this inequality here should work if I type it in. I'll pause. Let's check it out. And here we go. Let's tap. Bingo, it worked. Good luck with those. Do your best. Focus on the boundary line, okay? Focus on the boundary line. Get that equation first. Then substitute one of the ordered pairs from the gray or shaded area and see what inequality sign you need.